Hi, in this video we are setting up Centrify Identity Service for provisioning of users and role mapping in ServiceNow. In the previous videos, we have installed the Centrify Identity Service app, we have configured the service account, we have provided a role, and we have extended the user role system table, and now we're ready to configure the steps on the Centrify side. So we've enabled provisioning. So in the previous video series, we enabled ServiceNow for Federated SSO. We have configured that this is working. Now we're entering to provisioning here, and we're going to enable provisioning. Typically, you want to do this in preview mode first, right? But this is a training video. We're going to do it straight in live mode. So the first thing here is to provide your account name. The account name is your ServiceNow instance ID, which you can get from the URL, right? So I'm going to go ahead and paste this, right? The second is the admin username. We settle on ID service to match the documentation, but this could be any name. Then is the administrator's password, right? I'm going to go ahead and verify. All this does is communicates out to ServiceNow and will attempt to authenticate as that user. If everything is fine, you'll be able to expose the options for provisioning, right? When we're dealing with provisioning, typically we need to do some planning for role mapping, right? So what I've done is that I'm going to open roles ahead of this. And what I have done is that I've created a role. And the role is called ServiceNow Incident Managers. And what I'm going to do as part of my role mapping is that I'm going to provide the idle role to users of that particular CIS role. So this is typically what you want to do with your prospects or customers, is that you want to do an analysis on how you want to do this. So I have this ServiceNow Incident Management role created. And when we inspect the role, what you'll see is that I have my user Lisa already part of this group, right? So let's go ahead and explore this again. So what I want to do is override the users if they exist. Notice that I already have Diana Worth already deployed from a previous video. But in this case, we're not going to provision her because she doesn't belong to any of the provisioning groups. So I want to disable the user, right? When the user is the provisioned, not deleted, right? And I want to do this role mapping, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, and I'm going to pick my incident management users, and my destination role in ServiceNow is going to be idle. So I should have some idle. There you go, idle admin. This is the one that I want. So now, basically, I'm saying that if the user belongs to incident management, they're going to have this. I'm going to go ahead and press save. And to be consistent in the user access, I'm going to go ahead and also do another mapping. And the mapping is going to be for system administrators on my side to become admins on the Centrify side. I mean on the ServiceNow side. So this could get a little bit complex, but a role mapping exercise is in place. So in order, so let's go ahead. I'm going to do user access here. So let's go ahead and save this. And make sure that my user access is consistent with the roles that I'm going to provision. So I have ServiceNow users here. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to do system administrator and incident management. So let's go ahead and press save. This may be something that I need to refresh. So I run a very heavily virtualized system with multiple virtual machines. And today things are quite slow for me. So I'm going to do system administrator and incident management. So I'm just going to press save. Finally, what I need to do is to verify that my synchronization is working, right? So in the next video, we'll be looking at synchronization and testing.